Yes, I am still bullish. I am still bullish in the market. We have seen a movement to the downside. However, as I mentioned in my previous videos, we were expecting this move. And in fact, we may even expect a deeper move to the downside, slightly lower. I said I want to see BTC come into the regions of at least 92 to 98K. Now, specifically, if we look at where we are right now on BTC, we've struck the 100K region on the daily time frame. We actually had a close below the 100K region, and today's candle is printing lower as well. I said to you guys, I want to see the sell side liquidity get tapped into. Now, the reason I feel like price can go slightly lower is if I just put in my key PD arrays. So we've got the fib rejection from A, B, C. We haven't yet tapped into the 61.8, and that's around 94K. Now, the second thing is our dealing range from the swing low to the swing high. We're currently within the discount side of the dealing range. I want to see price come a bit lower, tap into this region here, and then move to the upside. Now, obviously, this is all downside risk I'm referring to right now. And in fact, there is a possibility that we can get a deeper swing to the downside. If I just put in the dealing range from the overall swing from here to here, price can come in deeper below 90K. However, I don't want to see that happening. And in fact, realistically, where we should be looking is around 92 to 96K, 98K. Now, just coming back onto the weekly time frame, we've also got this fair value gap that is unmitigated yet. So if we can come into this area, if we do get a deeper pull to the downside, this is a good sign for us. This is a good sign for us. Now, the key thing to remember down here is we had bullish news. We had the US government opening, and despite that, we still moved to the downside. Now, what's on the agenda? Why is the market moving to the downside? In fact, the whole purpose and what we're seeing right now is to frighten people, is to scare people and make them concerned that although we had bullish news, the market is moving to the downside. And in these circumstances, you want to make sure that you are prepared and you are ready to pull the trigger to buy when no one else is willing to buy. You need to be confident around these areas. And that's why I took that position on BTC that I called in my previous video. And yes, I did get stopped out. I had my stop loss at around 98K. I mean, I was running at a decent percentage at some point. Price comes in and taps me out. Now, I'm not concerned about that. I'm going to look for a re-entry, but I'm just going to hold the trigger until we get a deeper move to the downside. And if price goes without me, let it be. I've covered myself in my spot bags and I can probably get a pullback to the move to the upside. Now, just looking on the weekly time frame, if we can close above this sell side liquidity, that's a positive sign for us. And if we can also close above the 100K region by the end of this week, that's also a positive sign for us. Now, officially, if we look at structure, we've got a low, we've got a high, we've got low, we've got high. We've got break of market structure on the weekly time frame. We would likely, if we close below, have a second break of market structure. Now, if this happens, I'm probably going to look for the deeper pullback to the downside below 90K. And again, I am not concerned if that happens. It gives us a better opportunity to buy. Now, to reiterate, I am still bullish, and this is bullish signs for me. Now, just coming on to the total market cap chart on the weekly time frame, we can see that prices come in for the full-blown 78.6. If you're ever confused and you don't know where the market's going, always look at the total market cap chart to understand where we're likely going to go. We've taken out sell side liquidity. We tapped into the 78.6. We've taken out liquidity. We've got the swing low here. We've got the swing high here. We're in the discount side. We're deep within the discount side of this dealing range. We also have these fair value gaps. Now, if we can close above these levels. I want to see price close above this order block, above this sell side liquidity. And if we can miraculously move above and close above the 61.8, these are all bullish signs for me. Now, just to go on the daily time frame, let's see if we've fulfilled any key targets down here. So we do have a fib from this low, this high to this low, tapped into the 61.8. There's room lower. There is room lower. Now it depends on where you put your fib levels, because if you put your fib from these areas, from this swing high to this swing low, we can see target 1 has been met. Let's put on our target 2. Target 2 has been met, and then we also have target 3 down here, which has not yet been met. Now look, like I said to you guys, there is always room for price to move lower. And again, if we move lower, we're just going to buy. This will be a good position for us to buy our spot bags, but also leverage trade. Now, just removing this, it's looking good so far. We've swept liquidity down here. We've swept this liquidity down here. We filled in that wick down there. I want to see price to start showing us signs of reversal. Let's see on the lower time frame, on the 4-hour, what we can see is price has created clear bearish order flow to the downside. So we can see price has been mitigating these order blocks and moving lower. We have inefficiencies on the way up, so we could get a move up, down, break of market structure, price comes down, and we will start seeing bullish order flow. Now, obviously, that's in the bullish scenario. If we continue with this bearish order flow, there's a possibility we can just continue moving to the downside, then get a break of market structure, and then continue moving to the upside. But I am not concerned at all. Just one last thing on BTC as well. If we was to just put in our fib from these areas, this swing high to this swing low, we've tapped into the 61.8. We've also tapped into this fair value gap down here. Now we came just shy of this minus 27, our first target level. So that's why there is a possibility we may get a move lower. Having a look at the total market cap, we've tapped into quite a lot of key levels down here. We've taken out sell side liquidity. We've tapped in 78.6. I do feel like we're going to reverse from here, but let's see what happens anyway. Now on Ethereum, it's actually looking pretty good for a buy on Ethereum. So if we have sell side liquidity down here. We've tapped into it. We're now filling this wick in. We have room to go a bit lower. There is room to go a bit lower, and price can come into this region down here. We're deep within the discount side of this dealing range. You can see the 50% level down here. And then we also have our fib levels from this low to this high, tapped into the 61.8, always room to go lower into this fair value gap, perhaps even tapping into the order block and then moving to the upside. I mean, if we get this move, it's going to be detrimental for our alts. But from a positive side of things, it will allow us to buy our alts at a very, very cheap price. Now, just removing this from my charts, you can see that we have liquidity resting below down here. This wick has not been fully fulfilled yet, so there is a possibility of price coming down. Now let's see how price closes on the daily down here, because we have this fib from the lows to the highs. We've tapped into 61.8 and the 78.6. If we can close above and start seeing price action move to the upside, this is a positive sign. Now obviously there's a high risk entry, and I will likely not take it just yet, because there is a possibility we can move to the downside. But this is a high risk entry, and you can get in on a tight stop loss if you like. Entries around current price level, and you can put your stop loss just below this wick down here. Again, this is a swing trade setup. I'm targeting around 5 to 6K, and then we can see from there onwards where price will go. This is looking good on the 4-hour. Let's have a look. I mean, it kind of is like catching a falling knife because of how deep we've pulled back, but we have taken out this liquidity. We've got this wick to the downside, possibility of price coming lower, and then we'll completely move up from here. Let's see how price is on the 1 hour. All right, we're currently just stalling around these regions. What I'd like to see is we've taken out this liquidity. What I'd like to see is price to move up. We'll get a break of market structure. Price comes back down, and then we can put enough fib on the 1 hour from around these regions. And then we possibly could even take an entry down here. And this is kind of your confirmation entry. That price comes into this region, has a break of market structure, comes back in, taps into this OTE level. We have a fair value gap down here. Price will move to the upside. So, I mean, if you want to take that risk, please go ahead and do so. I'm going to lay on the sidelines for this one until I see a bit more price action, confirmation. But to be honest, price action has been a bit disgusting over the last 3 to 4 weeks since we had that liquidation event, and it's just been pretty messy and choppy. So I'm trying to give you guys everything that I can see on the charts currently right now. So let's see how price plays out over the next couple of days. I will probably update you next on the weekly closure by Sunday, and we'll see how price will close on the weekly, and that would allow us to understand a bit more about where price is going to go. Now, if you like these types of videos, I trade the ICT strategy on crypto. So if you like this content, please can you share, subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video.